Welcome again at my little channel. Today I thought I make a small movie about why the gender wage gap and gender pay gap, which are both two different things, are also something that is bullshit in the Western world. Now, I am an accountant. I haven't worked as an accountant for more than 20 years now, but I am an accountant, so I have some knowledge of this. And I don't really need it to explain this. I mean, the wage gap thing is an average thing. So all the men working and all the women working earn an amount. And the wage gap is the difference between all the men working and earnings and the average of that to all the women working and earnings and average of that. Averages don't mean anything. I mean, if 10 people are of an average height of, let's say, 1 meter, then that still means that 5 people are about 1 centimeter and 5 people are about 2 meter, because then the average is still 1 meter. It doesn't count. It doesn't matter. Averages mean jack shit. It's not even a good estimate. But somehow people think that because of the wage gap, an average, therefore the pay gap, an absolute. But even that absolute cannot make sense. And this is where I'm going to explain to you why it cannot make sense. So let's assume that we have 4 male workers in a company. Now let us pretend that these 4 men make a total of productivity of, well, let's say 1 apiece. Therefore, they have a total productivity of 4. Now, their production is 4. They also have a wage. They get paid per hour a certain amount. Let's say that they get paid per month because it's easier to calculate per month. And let's keep it simple and round numbers. I don't have to be too accurate because there will be small differences in reality, but those differences are between 6 and 2%. So let's say they all earn 100 per month. So we've got 4 men working, and together those 4 men earn 400. Now there are a lot of different numbers out there on how women get paid less. As I said, it has been calculated, it has been studied, and the people that I trust and that I feel are truthful, and I'm not going to link them, I'm sorry, there are too many out there already. But anyway, economists and true accountants have calculated this. The truth of the matter is that there might be a small gender pay gap, and it's somewhere roughly between the 6 and 2%, and these account for personal choices. So there's nothing a boss can do to take that away. But if we believe in the gender pay gap, and I have heard numbers of ranging up from 50, and the lowest I heard was 88%, which was on the White House, and even that they couldn't clarify, because if the White House indeed would pay 88% for a woman, then they would be breaking their own laws, and Obama, being a lawyer himself, probably wouldn't do that. But the one that I hear most is 77. And I'm going to make it easy for myself, so I won't go out from 77. I'm going to go for 80. So let's assume that a woman would get paid 80% of what a man would get paid for the very same job. And now I'm going to show you why that's bullshit. So for the same amount of money you need to hire 4 men, you can already hire 5 women. I mean, 5 times 80 is 400. So this is the first thing that kind of makes it problematic. Because if I own a business and I want to hire a certain amount of people, I need those people to produce for me. It doesn't matter what kind of job I have for them, but they have to do that job. So if I can hire a woman to do it for 80 instead of a man for 100, as a boss, it would be easier for me to say, you know what? Fuck that man. He's 20 more expensive than the woman and she does the job as well. And if she does the job as well, not only is he out cheaper because he got 5 people working for him instead of 4, but his productivity would go up. So knowing that a boss only has one thing, and that's his job to make his company make more money, why in the God green's name of whatever will he hire a man if a woman has the same productivity? Now here comes the catch though. What if a woman doesn't make the same productivity as a man does? So for the same hours worked, they don't produce as much. Well, in that case, we've got a whole new situation now, don't we? Because then a boss feels allowed to pay a woman less. For example, if 5 women do as much productivity as 4 men do, then why would he pay those 5 women more than those 5 men would get paid? And herein lies the kicker. So the 2 simple prospects we get from this is either women are just as productive as men, and then there is no incentive for a company to hire men, or women are not as productive as men and therefore they get paid less. Now, neither of them are 100% true. Hell, neither of them are really 50% true. The truth is that men and women are roughly as productive and are roughly paid the same. But that doesn't sell. So they'd rather keep you believing in this lie. But the lie can't be true. Because if the lie is true, then either women aren't as productive as men, or men wouldn't get hired. So next time when someone talks to you about how women get paid only 80% of what a man gets paid for the same job, point this out to them. Because it's kindergarten stupidity. Sorry. Hell, I mean, most kids in kindergarten would recognize that this is stupid. If we both do the same job, we should get both rewarded equally. And this is what the law says too. Now, knowing what I just shown you, and trust me, this is not because I'm such a brilliant mathematician or I'm the best accountant in the world, because I know I'm not, nowhere near. But this is kindergarten calculus. So why did the president of the USA find it more interesting to say to people, oh yeah, no, the gender wage gap, no, yeah, it's true, instead of clearly stating why it isn't true? Well, I'm not the first one that has a thought on why he did that, and I hope you enjoyed the cartoon I put here, because this is a great example of divide and conquer. The more we're busy on the gender wage gap, the less we're busy on how we're getting fucked over by big companies and governments. But that's a whole different story. This one is just here to debunk the bullshit that gets peddled. I hope you enjoyed this little explanation. If you have any questions or if you have any criticism, of course it is more than welcome. Please like, share, subscribe, and see you all next time.